Hi there, YouTube. We're back again today for more of our Gencon Bonanza Explosion blog coverage. We are live at Gencon 2017. Thanks in part to all of our amazing Kickstarter backers who helped send us here, one of which we're about to talk to, which is awesome. But first, let's talk about our amazing sponsors. We have Taste Dimensional Games, who sponsors everything we do. Bleem Games, who have Dark Mages. They're doing another version of that, which is coming out later this year. And then Medieval Lords, which has Black Souls, which is coming to Kickstarter, I believe, next month. So be sure to check out those links down below. Right now, we are about to talk with Mike, who is the designer of Maximum Apocalypse, and this is from Rock Manor Games. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good, how are you guys? Thanks for having me, and, I'm happy to show off the game. Finally, this is like the best prototype I've had in a long time. It's a pre-production copy, so it looks a lot better than what I would have shown you, like, just a month ago.
So, what is Maximum Apocalypse?
So, it was actually inspired by a lot of roguelike video games that I play, so it has things like a lot of those roguelike games have. Randomized map every game, different tiles spread in different locations. You die a lot, and every time you start, you're back at the start. There's no experience that carries through from game to game. So I sort of took those video game influences and put them into a game, so it's sort of like a roguelike adventure game. So it's sort of like other dungeon crawlers, except for the fact that every time you play, it's sort of a preset scenario, but you're not carrying through stat sheets or character sheets or anything like that.
So how does it work?
So the core gameplay sort of revolves around, like on a typical turn, what you do is you would roll dice to spawn monsters. Monsters spawn based on the numbers on the tiles, so it's sort of like Catan, where, if we're on that tile and we rolled a 6, we would all draw monsters, which really sucks. And if we weren't on that tile, we would place a monster token there, which is sort of like a threat indication of how dangerous spots are. So as we unveil more spots, we'll get more monsters, and we may or may not have to we can try to sneak past them or battle them. Sometimes you want to clear the path. If you're the fireman and you're a big burly guy with his axe, you may want to clear the path by taking out some guys.
So this is 1 to 6 players, so it's got solo. What's the end game? How do you win?
Well, each scenario is different. So there are 4 different apocalypses in the core box. You have zombie, alien invasion, nuclear holocaust, and robots like Terminators coming after you and shooting you. So within each of those scenario packs, there are 3 preset missions that sort of give you an idea of objectives that you can complete. A typical mission is basically go out and find something, find a location, collect some gas, get it back to the van so you can escape.
And what are the clue markers over here?
So these represent different things you can find in the world. So you can see like the airport we're at. We can scavenge there. If there's nothing there, there's nothing to find. But if there's green and red, that means we can scavenge from either of those piles. So that's one of the actions we can take on a turn. So every turn you get 4 actions, and you can spend actions on cards. Every card that you play is an action, or you can move to places like this to scavenge for. Most of the time, these cards contain things that you need to complete an objective to escape or beat the aliens, destroy their transmitters, etc., etc. So. Those would be called in the scavenge decks.
And this was on Kickstarter. It's coming out when?
We kickstarted in April of this year, so we have just gone to mass production. Like right before Gen Con, I approved sort of everything based on the sample they sent me. So I hope to have it out by the end of the year, but it'll definitely be out first quarter of 2018.
Fantastic. That looks absolutely gorgeous. That's Maximum Apocalypse from Rock Manor Games. It looks like it might be a cup of tea. Be sure to check that one out. If you're enjoying this Gen Con coverage, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below and in the comments below. Let me know. What's something interesting you've ever done with a rock? Have you ever had any experiences with a rock that's been interesting?
I have not done anything too interesting. The first thing that comes to my mind about rocks is that I had a rock collection. I went to Crystal Caves, which is like this pseudo tourist attraction in Pennsylvania near where I live, and I got like a shiny, like rock with some crystals coming out of it or something, and sort of started a rock collection, then quickly got bored of it. I maybe had 3 rocks in it.
I had one when I was a kid that I threw a rock out of the bus and it actually hit somebody's car window, you know, just doing stupid stuff on the bus. Cracked the window and then the guy followed us on the bus and like cornered us and the bus driver was like about to call the police and then they found it all out. It was bad news. Well, you know, the comments below, you have an interesting story with rocks. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube.